That's for Kathy.
All right.
Liverpool, and my granddaughter goes to
All right,
Geneseo.
guys,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna call the meeting to order. We're a couple of minutes late. Fausto asked me to conduct the meeting in his absence, so I will call the operations meeting to order at 1:05 and ask David Boaz to please call the roll.
Maureen Debegaire,
I am here.
Ruth Dries,
Here.
David Cornett,
Here.
John Gregg,
I'm here.
Richard Campbellsman, Jim Hess, Bobby Levin,
Here.
Joyce Reese.
Yes.
We have a quorum. Officers, Fausto Fabro, David Boas is here, Patricia Caputo, Dominic Garnagio,
Here.
Stuart Richland, Joanne Robinson,
Here.
Jerry Sutowski.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you, but it's easier if you just answer yes and don't answer for anybody that's not
Okay,
here.
that's me. Sorry.
Thank you.
And
Me too.
I assume everyone's had a look at the minutes. If I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes. David Corness made a motion to accept the minutes. Joyce Reese is seconding. Is there any discussion or any corrections on the minutes? Having heard none, I will accept the minutes as presented and we can proceed with the meeting.
Okay, up to you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, we're looking at your statement of operations for the 10 months ended August 31st. Total revenue for the month is $548,000. Total expenses amounted to $696,000, which gives us a loss for the month of $148,000. The reason the expenses were so high during the month of August is because we made the final payment for the roof replacement on the main clubhouse. Year-to-date total revenue of $5.6 million, total expenses $5.9 million. So we have a loss of $273,000 year-to-date. For that period of time, we had actually budgeted to have a loss of $545,000, which gives us a positive variance of $272,000. Under your expenses, if you look down the right side of the page, you will see every single category of expenses is under budget year-to-date with one exception, which is the ID office photo and tags expenses. And in your revenue, thankfully, we're over budget on our social activities year-to-date by $43,500 because we're under budget miscellaneous income $18,000 for the year, and that's primarily due to the decrease in the number of sales that are occurring in the community, resulting in less estoppel income for us. Interest income to date, we're over budget $17,600, so that's a positive note as well. At the bottom of the page is the breakdown of your social activity summary. For your theater income during the month of August, $4,283. For your theater dances and movies, we paid $8,424, so we have a loss $4,141 for August. Year-to-date, between your theater and dances, we collected $273,000. Between your theater, dances, and movies, we spent $303,000. So we have a year-to-date loss of $30,000. You will see the next column over, we had budgeted a loss of $81,000. So again, it's a positive variance of $51,000. Any questions? The next report is your cash balances as of August 31st. We had $710,000 in total operating funds. For our windstorm deductible reserves, we have $896,000. And for our contingency and infrastructure reserve, up to $295,000, so our total reserved funds, $1,191,000, and total available cash, $1.9 million. Question? Okay.
So gunfight.
Bless you. Next report is your social activities, profit and loss, and this is for the month of September. We had 756 theater tickets sold during September. We collected $4,962. After reducing our audience view cost and sales tax, our net sales of $4,162. We paid our performers $4,100. So we have a profit of $43 for the month.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Pretty good
Yeah.
budget, I'd say.
Very good for this time of the year, for sure, for
Amazing.
September especially, yes. Your Friday night dances, 466 people attended your Friday night dances. We paid $1,480 for the dances. For your movies, 5 movies during the month, 729 people attended the movies, and we paid $1,605. Bottom line is, for your theater, your dances, and the movies, the loss for the month of September is $3,042. Next report is your Estapo income report, and this is also through the end of September. We had 42 units that were sold in the community during September as compared to 34 units in the previous September. We collected $9,181. Year to date, there's been 462 units sold in this community as compared to 600 units sold for the 11 months the prior year. So that's a decrease of 138 units or 23%. Our prior year collections for that period of time was $127,000, so we're down $27,800 from where we were this time last year as a result of the decrease in sales. The last report is your revenue collected from guests. This is also through the end of September. Resident box office sales were $204,000. Box office sales to guests, $56,577. So our total sales through September, box office sales, $260,000. That equates to 18,175 resident tickets sold, 4,057 guest tickets sold, total tickets sold 22,232. Included in those theater tickets sold to guests this year, we collected $12,171. The guest passes that were sold in the ID office this year, we've collected $34,310, and guest passes sold in the staff office, $11,581. So total revenue generated to date by guests, $58,062. Questions? Okay. The only other thing I have is I attempted to email everybody on the committee a simple cover letter to go with the mailing of the coupon or the ACH letter, however you make your payments to WPRF. And only 2 people responded. So I don't know if there's any other comments or if everybody is okay with the letter. Joyce?
I didn't get it, but it was in Donald's report.
Yeah.
He put it in his weekly report.
I got it. I printed it in my report, Monica.
I did.
Okay.
It got out there.
Okay.
It's also on our website.
All right. So everybody's okay with the letter then?
Yeah,
Okay, because we're ready to send our print files to the printer, but we were waiting to make sure you guys were okay with the draft of this letter before we.
Yeah, go for it. So
Okay.
I jumped the gun.
That's fine.
Print out.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm just glad it's okay and we're good to go. So just so you know then, the print files will go to the printer probably tomorrow. And, tomorrow is,
30th,
yeah, so they'll probably be in the mail the first of the week,
halfway.
next week, yeah. So, all right, that's it for me. Thank
Pretty
you.
good.
Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's not on the updates here, but I'll let Don explain a little bit about the geotube we were talking about over at the temple that they put in the cobra pipe.
Yeah, hi everyone. I touched on this at the executive board meeting, I believe. They've started working again on the 2 swimming pools over by the medical building. The county required them to put in an additional stormwater catch basin, a manhole box, and an outfall pipe going out to Century Boulevard. After checking with Dan and getting his okay, we allowed them to essentially cross Benison property with the pipe, which meant that the geotube, the shoreline restoration material had to be restored. So by agreement with the owners of that building, Yugo oversaw the restoration to a trusted contractor, Anchor Marine. The invoice came to us, and we will be re-invoicing through Yugo, the owners of the building. So the job came out nice. It was finished yesterday, and that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about the pools, because people seem to have, so happy to answer.
I could have sworn that it was only going to be 1. It had originally been 2, then they changed it to 1, and now it's 2 again, correct?
My memory is the original approval was for 2 pools,
Right.
1 long and skinny and 1 square.
Oh, okay.
The change was the long and skinny pool became a large hot tub, which I'd say 12 people could sit in.
Oh, okay.
And that change was approved by the
No,
county.
thank you.
But there was an additional requirement for drainage. So that work's done. But I do see guys working on that property now, so I'm hoping that ugly area will be straightened out soon. And then once the pool is up, they're going to put a privacy screen. So we're not going to see it anymore. So, and that's pretty much all I got on that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Don. My next one is the lift station. We did get the permit. We were waiting for parts. The only thing that hasn't come in yet is the electrical panel. It's supposed to be delivered November 1st. We will arrange it with the electrician to get that installed, and then in mid-November we will complete the job installing the lift station itself. Southampton Pool remodel. We're ready to start this thing on Thursday. So this is again a 10-year wait time period, and we got the permit. Everybody's ready to go. So cross our fingers, everything goes good, and it's a 3-month, just approximate 3 months downtime. Okay, that's just because of the inspections and how it runs. Okay, and that's if weather is good, weather permitting, things that are outside that have to be done. But that's what approximately it's been taking on most of our pools. Okay, on the outside. Any other questions?
Is Camden Pool fixed now?
Camden Pool was fixed as of this morning.
Oh, okay.
It's
There were
just
people
fixed this
swimming in
morning.
it before. I didn't see it, but.
Right. Okay, yeah, this morning it
Oh,
was
okay.
fixed.
Prior to this one.
Yeah. So, and then, while I don't have it on the agenda, I was just discussing with Dan and Monica about December, and our meeting in December happens to fall on the 31st. It's the last Tuesday of the month. And so, I'm sorry? Yeah, so anyway, I know that Dan and I are traveling, Monica may be traveling, and so I don't know what we want to do about that. I will be away the 24th, Dan will be away the 31st. I don't know if we want to move it to the 17th or just cancel it for the month,
In December.
December.
John,
I would say cancel it for December.
If everyone agrees with you,
They probably won't, but
I'm looking
You
for
know,
direction on what we should do with
I'm gonna be
with that.
someplace else.
Well, do you anticipate anything important or urgent occurring?
Wait a minute, before we get into discussion, guys, does somebody want to put this in the form of a motion?
Oh, that's what I just did, I thought. I just did.
You're making a motion to cancel?
I make a motion that we cancel the meeting in December because most of the people here will probably be doing those holiday things, you know. I don't believe in Christmas, but I'll be doing something.
Is there a second to John's motion?
Sure.
Ask the Joey.
David Furness, I think, had his hand up first. David Furness, you seconding
Sure.
the motion to cancel? Okay, is there discussion on it? Then we'll go ahead and call a vote. David, when you're ready.
Do that.
You want to have it?
Wait for my vote.
Oh, you want to have it. That's all right, I don't care.
Operations. Further discussion? A motion by John Gregg, second by Dave Forness, to cancel the operations meeting for the month of December 2024. Joyce Reese,
Yes.
Avi Levin,
Yes.
John Hess, Richard Handelsman, John Gregg,
Yes.
David Forness,
Yes.
Ruth Dries,
Yes.
Maureen Deviger,
Yes.
Jerry Sutowski, Joanne Robinson,
Yes.
Stuart Richland,
Yes.
Dominic Garnagia,
Yes.
Patricia Caputo, Dave Boas votes no. Fausto Fabro. Motion carries.
All right.
I just have one other thing. I owe everyone here an apology. I see that the minutes are not attached, just the letter. So I will send the minutes out to everyone. David got them to me on time, but somehow they didn't get attached. So I will email it to everyone so that you have them.
Okay, is there any new business? John?
If there's no new business, I suggest we leave now, please.
Well, just for form's sake,
Yeah.
let's see if anybody does have any new business.
I know, let's
See, we
break
have a
couple
couple
shoes,
guests.
Got some guests.
Is there any old business that anyone would like to bring
You
up
thought it would be more exciting, right?
from the past?
That's good.
They're usually more interesting. Not
All right.
much, but-
Oh, I don't know if this is old business or not, but what is I never got a clear answer of why the ID office had to be moved again.
So,
Oh, okay.
This was never really explained.
I know, I'll explain, but I
What was it? You know.
well, I'll just,
Yes, we put out, yes, okay.
okay, we're having a situation in there with a smell, okay? We're having a hygienist go in there right now and take some testing, okay? So for the safety of everyone, residents and the employees, we moved them out. That system, okay, was not part of the original system, okay, that we had done with the whole clubhouse. We did replace that unit, probably last year, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
or last year. But it is not controlled like the others, okay, so we brought in the engineers and we're bringing the hygienists and getting some ideas of how we could correct that situation inside there. It's getting too much humidity on the outside. The outside air for that unit is too much for the size of it. We closed it down, we had to close it down manually because there was that's an older unit and how it was actually getting the outside air. It was a 6-inch line that was just wide open, so the humidity during this hot season was probably causing this. But we're having the engineers just design, make sure that it runs okay, so we don't have to do this again. you know.
So you're saying that was not in the air conditioning
No,
upgrade?
there was a couple of them that weren't. If you look at the report, okay, there's probably about 7 units that were still, at the time that we did this, okay, they were still okay. That was the wood shop, this particular unit, and I think 4 or 5 other units that had, at the time that we did the inspection, were less than 10 years old. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anything for good of the order?
Oh, it's January.
I would like to make one comment for good of the order. The Halloween party was terrific, thank you.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
It
I
was-
admit it was.
It was very well attended. Your staff did a wonderful job. and
Thank you.
I personally want to thank you.
Well,
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad, you know, it's been one of our lower attended dances, and it seems to be picking up in popularity, so
I think there
I'm
was
glad
only
to
3
see that.
tables.
Yeah, and then I even had someone who sent me pictures asking if some of the costumes were a little risque for what they were showing. So we'll have to address that next year.
If you're over 65, you want to dress like that, go for it.
No, nothing that wouldn't be shown at the pool, so.
That's what I think,
Yes.
you know, so,
Yes.
yeah, it's all in good fun.
Yeah, it
Except we
was.
did have someone who pulled down their pants and mooned one of the ushers.
There was a little alcohol
A
involved.
little bit of spice to the evening.
Yes. But, yes, it was very good. If, David?
Yeah, I go to the order, old business, whatever. I'm coming into the clubhouse, and the manager on call for the buses, I could see that he purposely left that side door open. I know we talked about this at the last meeting, that the door doesn't close the whole way. And of course, I walked by and I opened it up and closed it.
Yes.
I don't know what you have done about that. I have a thought that maybe, and you have to check with this, I don't know. Maybe if you just put not an exit signs on that door.
That is an exit to the buses, and that's the waiting area is
Yeah.
inside the clubhouse to that. So some of those people to make them walk all the way around when they've clearly given up
I
driving.
understand.
So, I remember at the last meeting that,
There was something with the door not closing, I guess.
well,
Yeah.
they don't push the bar all the way in, so the pin doesn't raise all the way, so the door opens, but when it closes, the pin at the bottom hits the door jamb and does not close all the way. I a lot of times go by and just hit that bar,
Well,
Mhm.
that's what I just said.
Yeah.
yes.
This
Yeah.
gentleman from the bus company, you can actually make sure that it doesn't close the whole way.
Well, and there's, yes,
And this is what he did.
The
Yes.
security goes up.
yes.
How about do not enter on the outside
Maybe we could check.
exit only?
If it's a shortcut, they're gonna come in.
We'll
Put the
work on
sign.
making
I know that, but.
maybe Dave, security or something will go over there a little bit more often, maybe check it out. I can't imagine it's happening too often, but if we have more rounds with the security over in
Yes.
there, they're right down the road, I mean, it's not far.
There.
They're right there,
Yeah.
if they could just walk over there every so often and just check.
This door here outside, going outside here, that one open and closes correctly. Even if, when you push the bar and you let it go, it always closes correctly.
That one's never used either, so it's not a
It
heavily
doesn't get
used
the
door.
same use.
So that's all, it's the wear and tear on the mechanism, that's all. Hey, Jim.
John?
Look,
I will say that the last meeting, Eva said she was going to talk to the bus people, but they still,
Well, actually, I'm hesitating, I don't like to do this, but Patricia was here and Patricia said she would handle it because she's
Well-
transportation, it's Hugo's contract, so I left it at that.
It hasn't
So
been.
I feel like I'm throwing her under the bus, she's not here, so I didn't want to say anything.
I'll
I
put
will,
on-
now that didn't, I don't think it happened
It didn't happen.
clearly, so I will handle it.
They,
I was trying to be
I noticed it
respectful,
the other
she
night.
said she would handle
I was here twice the other night, and I saw them doing the same thing with the gravel. You know, the little rock you put there, but,
it. Oh, I'm always throwing those rocks away.
yeah, I know. Artificial grass, hell with it. But anyhow.
But
Just not what
Patricia,
you-
Patricia did inform the bus company.
And he's still doing it.
and
Well, thank you for that, David, because I really didn't want to say this without her being here, so thank you. All right, I will handle it. I also had to talk to them about smoking on property, so now I've got them smoking at least on the bridge. But that's, you know, to go against our policies, I don't particularly care for that, especially when we're working on getting them an office upstairs. They need to be working in conjunction with us, and I don't like the fact that Patricia spoke to them and they're still ignoring us. All right, so this is Noreen, my personal assistant, and she has in hand the minutes. So we're just gonna pass them out, so everybody, if Noreen hadn't showed up, I would have emailed them, but I asked her to come in with them, so thank you, Noreen.
Such a good assistant.
Now that we accepted it.
The best, she's the best.
Yes.
You just want copies floating around somewhere that I didn't.
No, and the letter was meant to be attached as well, just so that everybody
Yeah.
could see it. But when I looked behind it, it wasn't, the minutes weren't there,
When's
so.
the next trip?
And I don't know, just so that, now that Noreen's here, I just wanted to brag a little bit that Noreen celebrated 50 years with the company this year.
Wow.
Right? It's a lifetime. She met her husband here.
Really?
She was a.
What's a big word on? What's a pool?
Really?
What is that? The pool. Oh. Doing what?
And what's my text
Oh.
well?
Oh.
Who, Ruth? They were here at the same time. Is that when you came, Ruth? You came at the same time that Noreen started? You were here first, okay. Somebody told me you know where the bodies are buried.
So what, your area was one of the first areas,
Don't make them mad.
was your area one of the first areas that was
One
built,
of the first. One of the first areas to be built.
to be built?
Oh, one of the first areas was East Hampton, Coventry, everything on the.
On the other,
And where were you?
First,
where,
and then came around, I got into Sheffield in 1971. And then it went around to Chatham and all, everything on the other side. Plus, we had a couple other developers, as you know, Gulf Edge, Stratford and such. So yes, I know where all the bodies are buried.
They went to the first building.
I always make nice to you. I'm,
Did I make a motion to adjourn? I made a motion to adjourn.
Joyce is adjourning us.
and you were the
I'm not, no, you can talk, but I don't care.